You'd think after a whole year of living in Australia, I'd understand what people are saying. But no. Every week, someone in my life drops a new Aussie phrase that makes me feel like a complete newbie again.
Sam, can you take the ute down to the bottle-o and get us a couple of stubbies for tomorrow, Arvo?
I literally have no idea what she just said to me. So today I'm breaking down the 10 Australian phrases that completely baffle British people, like me. By the end of this, you'll either speak fluent Australian or be even more confused than you were before. Either way, let's get into number 1. Add mayo to that. After being in a relationship with an Australian for over 5 years now, you'd think I'd know all of the phrases, but I only just heard this one a few weeks ago, and when I heard it, chef's kiss, absolutely beautiful. So initially I was like, is this some sort of culinary tip or is this an insult? You can say it like, oh, you're really adding mayo to that. Turns out it means to exaggerate or embellish a story or, you know, the way someone's behaving. And it reminds me of my acting degree. Every single warm-up, we would be adding mayo to that because they make you do the craziest things you've ever seen. And this is one that, as a British person, I just would not have been able to decipher until my wife explained it to me. And remember, I'm a Brit trying to figure this country out that I now call home. So I'm not an educator here. I'm not gonna get all of these things right. But Australians, they are far more creative with English language. They are far more creative with their words. If Shakespeare were Australian, Hamlet probably would have been even better. Oh my word, have I just angered a lot of classical theatre actors. But here's why this phrase is brilliant. Australians aren't just creative wordsmiths. They are master storytellers. When you're being told a story by an Australian, it is so natural, it is so effortless, and throwing phrases out like, yeah, they're adding mayo to that. You're engaged and you're on the edge of your seat about what's gonna happen next. It's fantastic. I didn't come here to, let's say, flip spiders. Now, if you use your imagination, I'm sure you can replace the word flip with the actual word that's meant to go there, but like I said, we're trying to keep it PG. And I think this is one of the reasons why Brits get confused. We are so literal. We are so, in the Oxford English Dictionary, this is what this means, you know. A lot of Brits even correct other people on their English, which I don't think is the most polite thing to do personally. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not gonna hear this from a lot of Australians. I know some people don't like, you know, swearing, bad language, things like that, but I do think there's a time and a place for it if you're in the right social circle. But the first time I heard this, I was in hysterics. One of the most comically brilliant phrases I've ever heard. I thought Monty Python was funny, right? Then I heard this and I thought, bloody hell, Australians are pretty funny. Honestly, if you want to have a good laugh, come to Australia. People know how to have a good time here. So what it actually means is, I didn't come here to mess about. I didn't come here to mess around. Let's get on with it. So if you're hosting a barbecue at your house and your mates rock up and they ask you if you're going to be frying sausages, you'd say, I didn't come here to spiders. But use your imagination. Again. When I had my first ever professional acting job in Japan, I was working with a lot of Australians, and I heard one of my Aussie mates say it in a rehearsal when, you know, we were learning lines and things, and I thought, that's just bloody brilliant. I was in absolute awe. By the way, we're aiming to hit 50k subscribers before the end of the year. If we do, be a Christmas miracle. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of these adventures. Let's get back to it. Number 3. They're a bit how you going, or he's a bit how you going, she's a bit how you going, old mate's a bit how you going. Might sound polite if you're British, right? No, it's wrong. It basically means they're a bit odd. They're a bit strange. There's something going on with them that you can't quite put your finger on. In fact, you wouldn't want to put your finger on them because they're a bit how you going. Now, in my British accent, I probably don't do this phrase justice because I probably enunciate the vowels a bit too much, but basically means someone's a bit odd or a bit off, or it's a bit how you going. It doesn't have to be about a person. Oh yeah, it's a bit how you going down there, mate. Like talking about a road that's a bit rocky, or there's snakes crawling across it, or the rapids have taken up all the dirt or something. If your neighbour was acting a bit strange, you know, maybe they're throwing sticks from their tree over your fence. How dare they? How dare they? You go, yeah, old mate next door, he's a bit how you going. And that's how you make it even better. Old mate. This isn't in the list, but I use it now. I'm a Brit. What has become of me? You Australians, you're converting me into one of you. When you say old mate, you're referring to a person that you and that other person in that conversation just know, and especially in context, you would just get like that. And it sounds weird. You're like, yeah, but you're not saying that person's actual name. So how would you and the other person know old mate means Daniel down the road? But because of the context, because of the tone, and because of the circumstances, it is like this telepathic energy you transfer to your mate, and you both know who you're talking about. I don't know if I've done that word justice. And look, I know that in my British accent, it doesn't roll off the tongue. There are certain words and phrases that do come more naturally to me. If someone says this about you, I'm sorry. Number 4, she'll be alright. Oh, it'll be alright. The national motto of Australia. There's a cyclone about to hit your house. She'll be alright. There's a bushfire down the road. She'll be alright. It's 40 degrees today. She'll be alright. It's literally the motto of Australia. It's brilliant. In the UK, massive red alert. You call your mum. Mum, I'm scared. In Australia, she'll be alright. Look, I know I've said in the past there's a bit of a stereotype that Australians are very chill, but compared to the Brits, oh my word, they look like they're on a summer holiday. In fact, we're approaching summer in Australia right now, and that is the time of the year where we get massive storms in Queensland. And I'm in Brisbane, massive thunderstorm hit the other night, terrifyingly loud thunder, the loudest thunder I've ever heard. It makes you like jump out of your skin. Hail the size of grapes. In fact, I actually vlogged the whole experience, so that's up on my Patreon. I'll leave that in the first link in the description below if you want it. But I asked my father-in-law, are you scared? Are you scared? And he was like, you'll be alright. It's brilliant. And what I love so much about this is this easygoing nature is contagious. In the UK, we are so tight. We are so concerned. Money, mortgages, taxes, what other people think about us. But you come to Australia and you hear other people saying, she'll be alright, it'll be fine, don't worry. Like, it's not as big of a deal as you're making it out to be. You're like, oh yeah, and you take a breath of relief and you feel much better. And look, it is a stereotype that Australians are always chill and, you know, people are people. We all worry about stuff, but you definitely feel a lot more relaxed in Australia than you do in other parts of the world. Number 5, having a sticky beak. There's a few people in my life who love having a sticky beak. You particularly are like this maybe with your neighbours on your street. Oh, I'm just gonna go have a sticky beak. See what Claire's doing. She's moving our bins again. It's a bit odd, isn't it? Basically means being nosy. Now, us Brits, we can be nosy at the best of times, right? I feel like we practically invented the neighbourhood watch. But British people would say something like, I'm gonna go have a gander. We might just outwardly say, I'm gonna go be a bit nosy. Another example you could use it is if a neighbour has come to suss your bins out, or has come to suss out, you know, if you're mowing your lawn on time or something. They're having a bit of a sticky beak, aren't they? Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn! Is that actually someone on my lawn? Oh wait, no, it's just a bin chicken. I feel like maybe this phrase has come from the ibis bird, aka bin chicken. There's loads of them in Brisbane. If anything's gonna have a sticky beak, it's gonna be these things. They tear up your trash, and I feel like their beaks are getting very sticky. On that note, number 6, full as a goog. My wife, she would say this all the time, you know, we'd be back in Japan, back on our acting contracts back there, and, you know, I cook a big dinner, I like a big portion, right? And, you know, if I gave her a bit too much, she'd go, oh, I'm full as a goog now. If I said this to my British parents, they would be flabbergasted. They wouldn't know what I was on about. But what this actually means is very full. But a goog, I had no idea what a goog was. Now, I did some research online, and a lot of Australians, please correct me if I'm wrong, have said that a goog is an egg, or even a runny egg, is what a lot of people were saying. Don't know if it needs to be runny. I hope it's not runny, because then I'd be worried I'm running to the toilet. But the nice thing about the word goog is that it can actually also be used as a term of endearment to someone. You're like, hey goog, you right goog? Just like a cute little nickname for someone you care about and you love, which is quite sweet. Number 7, I just laughed a bit and a bit of water went up my nose. Couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. Oh my word, beautiful. This is the organisational insult of the century. Now, as a British person, and we like a drink. I like to drink a bit too much, that's why I don't drink anymore. We say things like this, right? But this is way funnier, right? This is way funnier. You hear this when someone is utterly useless at planning something. If that person that you always, you know, say, meet us at this cafe, mate, and instead of going to the cafe you said in Brisbane, they're in Sydney, oh my word, they couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. Pure English mastery. This just proves that AI will never take over us humans, especially not our theatre or our novels, our writing, because AI could never ever create anything like this. Number 8, chuck a wobbly. The British equivalent of this would be to throw your toys out the pram. Essentially what it means is to throw a tantrum. But in the UK, if someone said that to you, you probably take it a bit more personally and feel a bit insulted. Whereas chuck-a-wobbly is so much more light-hearted that Aussies kind of get away with saying these like slight insults and no one really takes it personally unless you're very sensitive. They're having a bit of a sook, so they're chucking a wobbly. And a lot of Australians, they know when to let things go. They know when, you know, life's too short to hold on to silly things. So don't bother chucking a wobbly, because if you do, Australians, they'll call you out for it. They'll be like, mate, stop chucking a wobbly. Number 9, no wuckers. It's essentially the Aussie twist on no worries. No worries, mate. But wuckers, it would confuse you at first, right? You know, you're learning so much by visiting this country for the first time, you know, meat pies, Vegemite, rainbow paddle pops, that wuckers, it sounds so foreign from worries, even though they both start with the same letter, that you're kind of like, wait, what is that? No wuckers? Have I lost my shorts or something? Am I not wearing clothes? Took a weird turn. Again, no worries. Oh my word, look at how much my teeth and lips and jaw are moving. No wuckers. Oh my word, it's like I'm giving my facial muscles a holiday. It's so easy to say all of these phrases. Notice how fluid they are. If I say this to my mum and dad though, when I'm FaceTiming them, they'll probably be like, Sam, what are you on about? What have those Australians done to you? And I say, I love it, mum and dad. It's lovely. Aussies, no wuckers, mate. And I'm not gonna lie, this last year I've been in Australia has been the most relaxed, chill and calm year of my life. If I'm being really honest with you, I've suffered from some quite severe anxiety ever since I was 12 years old, and just felt like sometimes it wasn't getting better in the UK. And I met my wife, so lovely, so kind and gracious with me. And then I come here, everything got so much better. I hope I don't wake up from this dream, because blimey do I feel blessed. Number 10, did you eat yet? Let me break it down. Did you eat yet? Look, if you speak English, you probably know what this means, but Australians, especially family, you know, your relatives, especially people who, you know, like to feed you, they're very caring and loving, they will say this very fast in beautiful Australian accent. If you're based in Queensland, like I am, did you eat yet? And it comes out really fast, like in a string, like there's no spaces. I know I talk fast sometimes, but oh my word, wait till you hear this. Now I love this because it is quintessentially Australian. In the UK, we would say something like, have you had your tea yet? Have you had your dinner? We often call our dinner our tea. But in Australia, did you eat yet? It's way more casual. It's way more informal. Look, maybe I'm analysing this far too deep, but did you eat yet? There just feels a bit more love and care within that string of letters. Aussies are very community-based, and the more I watch documentaries on, you know, longevity and how to live till over 100, you see that these people have really strong communities of people that love them. I think Australia really does have that. Now, what's really important to mention is that Australian phrases, they're not as confusing as the first time you hear them. Look, it might be a bit of a learning curve to pick some of these things up, but as long as you're around good people, you'll be picking it up in no time, and I promise it won't feel like a foreign language. If anything, it will feel like your native language before you know it. But don't click away yet. If you want to find out what I really thought of experiencing Melbourne, then click this video here, and I will see you over there. Bye.